Hello, vinyl community. This is Jacob. I'm coming to you here for the Wax Ecstatic um, vinyl tag for April Fool's Day 2021. It's put out by Tuco. If you haven't seen his channel, don't be put off by his sinister countenance. You'll find that Tuco he's just a fun-loving guy, and it's a great big teddy bear. And he put together this fun little vinyl tag for us, and thought I'd give it a try. First item in the tag: show your rarest record. I'm still a newbie in the VC, and I don't want to come out flexing quite so early. I thought I might wait until 6 months in before I really start making people jealous of my material possessions. But it's for the tag, so I'm gonna go for it. Pardon me if it seems improper to be flexing so early. So what I have here is a signed copy, signed by all of the members of the Foggy River Boys. And you might be thinking, well, Jacob, that's just some kind of Midwestern, Southern gospel group, dime a dozen in the clearance bin. You might say, back in the 70s when this was put out, that was a different time. America's become a more secular nation. People have turned their backs on the faith of their fathers, and I think most people when they're spinning the vinyl aren't thinking, how can I have some fun praising the Lord through song. And I do understand times have changed, but don't be so hasty in your judgment. So I want to read to you what it says here in the liner notes. It says, when America's most versatile entertainers burst into lilting song, the result is excitement, enthusiasm, and a musical mode to please every palate. And see, that's the thing. If you understand economics, you have supply and demand. Something that appeals to everyone's taste. There's no way that the supply can meet that demand. Once people find out about this Foggy River Boys collection, I think the prices on these records are gonna go sky high. You want to snap them up quick. Every palette. I know people that say their tastes are eclectic, but one eclectic person and another person, their tastes are not going to line up to where the entire spectrum of the palette is going to be satisfied. So it says here, in fluid motion from one mode to another across the entire scope of musical art, they become in rapid succession a gospel quartet, a barbershop quartet, a country western team, a musical comedy ensemble, a folk group, an Old South spiritual troupe, and a jazz combo, and a rousing source of the best of rock. Now, just listen to some of the tracks that are on here. Side 1 starts out with the title cut, Mac Davis cover, I Believe in Music. But then they just come at you. We got Mr. Bojangles, Candyman, and The Impossible Dream. I mean, that'll leave you reeling. Side 2 kicks off with Tie a Yellow Ribbon Around the Old Oak Tree. That's just an infectious number. Then we mix it up a little country. Old Dogs, Children, and Watermelon Wine. It does take you back. And then I guess the real anchor for this side too. I think the standout track on this whole album, their take on Delta Dawn. It's quite a powerful piece of music. I think what set them apart really was just kind of a happy accident. See this fella John here. This was recorded shortly before he left the band to open a chiropractic office in Springfield, Missouri. But he really couldn't stand the Helen Reddy version of Delta Dawn. He thought it was a song that really should have been left to belong to Tanya Tucker. But what he did, I guess you would call him a misogynist, by today's standards. But he decided what they ought to do with their take on it was to record the song from the perspective of the man who left Delta Dawn, because he considered that gentleman to be the more sympathetic character in the narrative. All right, number 2, some comedy albums. Let's see what we got here. Well, I'll put these. I don't want to spoil the signature. I'll set it down here. Let's go through these a little faster. We got The Button-Down Mind of Bob Newhart. Got album of the year right there. Nothing like a Grammy to tell you that your work is good. I guess the same today as it was in 1960. What do we got next? Some more comedy. Steve Martin, and you can open this up. You can see he's got a hairy chest, and pretending to play the guitar. That's exciting. You open this thing up, and then he becomes a gentleman with a cat. A man with a fish. And then he turns into King Tut on the back. Amazing. That's a lot of fun before even listening to it. Some more comedy. This time we're going to go to CDs. We got Mitch Hedberg. That's Mitch all together with the CD DVD. Got Norm Macdonald's sophomore release. This is he does sketch comedy, old time radio spoofs on this one. Now for number 3, we got a guilty pleasure. Well, I don't have any guilty pleasures. I'd say my tastes are guiltless, but I do have a past shame that I can share with you. A folly of my youth. I used to be a U2 fan. Can you believe it? You live and learn. Now for something that stinks. Well, you might wanna hold your nose for this one. Because you don't want to get a big whiff of what I'm gonna be showing. Ugh, I'll smell that. Number 5, we got a fool or a joke. Well, what we're gonna have here, it's a cruel joke that was played on the music buying public. This starts out this long form. So this is a Waylon Jennings album, Honky Tonk Heroes, and it is famous for its place in the roots of the outlaw country movement, and it features the songs of Billy Joe Shaver, and then of course one song that wasn't written by Billy Joe Shaver, But this was a critically acclaimed record, and it established Waylon Jennings as legitimate artist in country music, and he was gaining clout with this one, and things were going strong with the outlaw country movement. Here we have Wanted the Outlaws. It was a million selling smash, and then some. And you can see the Outlaws. They've got their Western image, the wanted poster. They're bad. They're bad men and women. They're not going to be tamed by Nashville. They don't care what Chet Atkins wants them to do. What kind of box they're gonna be forced into there by the Music City machine there in Nashville that they escaped. They're gonna chart their own course. They're gonna write their own destiny, and they're not gonna be wearing fancy suits with shiny things on them. They're gonna wear their everyday clothes, and they're not gonna shower regularly. They're gonna get sweaty and grow their hair long and get it greasy, and they're not gonna be tied down to the demands of middle America and the easy listening record buying public. They don't care. They're going to create a new demand by offering something raw and pure, something that captures the outlaw spirit of the true American. That's what Waylon Jennings was up to. So 1975 here. Here we are in 1976. Waylon Jennings, he's riding high. He's the number one outlaw in outlaw country music, and we see here we got his credibility. He's got the Sturgill Simpson haircut, and his shirt's unbuttoned, and strangely smooth there, no sign of hair. And he's got the cigarette there that looks like it may be whatever they did for Photoshop in the 1970s. Oh my goodness, this is Are You Ready for the Country? He's got some attitude here. We got a Neil Young song here that he's gonna countryfy. And when you go to the store, you pick this off the shelf, you're thinking, Waylon's come a long way. He's I remember back in 1969 when so long ago now it seems, when Waylon Jennings was singing MacArthur Park with the vocal group and won a Grammy, and how far he's come, how far he's distanced himself from something like MacArthur Park, the great stain on Richard Harris's career, and you pick this record up, you take it home, and you look at side B here. There's a track called MacArthur Park. It says in parentheses revisited, but I think what I would have written if I was writing the notes for the parentheses, I would write MacArthur Park, and then in parentheses, the dog returns to its vomit. It's MacArthur Park again. Less than a decade later, Waylon's back at it with MacArthur Park, and there was this cake that featured prominently in it, and there's a little bit of philosophy or contemplative thinking about why we wouldn't want to eat this cake that we found in the park, and I can't say I really lined up with the thinking from the narrator, the central character's song in the song, his point of view. Just awful. It makes me think of the Billy Joe Shaver song that Waylon recorded. The lines, the devil made me do it the first time. The second time I'd done it on my own. Lord, put a handle on this simple-headed man. Let me leave that MacArthur Park alone. And of course, this just gets better. You open it up, and like if you've said, okay, I know when Waylon Jennings recorded MacArthur Park the first time, it was just maybe a one-off novelty, and the second time he wants to record it even more seriously and puts all of the emotion he can in it. I mean, it's more fake emotion than Chris Stapleton puts into Tennessee whiskey. Well, you open it up, you're like, what else could be in this thing? Is there any chance I could open this gatefold up and get to see a picture of Waylon Jennings wearing women's designer jeans? Well, you sure can. That's a feast for the eyes there. Look at that. I tell you, great. Can imagine the session here. There's also Waylon on the back with the hand on his hip, looking not so outlaw there. Just a sad thing. The man had such a great singing voice, and he did make some colossal blunders. I think this is one of the reasons why the CD was such a hit when it came out. Is you could pick up a record like this or an album on CD and then just skip through MacArthur Park just at the touch of a button. What a breakthrough in technology that was. Well, what we got next? Oh, that's the end of the tag. I'll read a joke for you before I go. The trusty joke box I like to read from at the end of these episodes. Let's see what we have. Give a man a fish, and he may eat for a day. Teach a man to fish, and he will be more likely to die in a fishing accident, or choke on a fish bone, leaving a wife and kids behind, without even a life insurance policy to help provide for their basic needs in his absence. That's true. Well, at this point in the video, I'd like to thank you for watching. If you made it to the end, you're a trooper. Not a lot of people make it to the end, and I wish you the best. Happy April Fool's Day to all of you. And now at this point in the video, we'll just pause for a moment, and I may put a link here or here at the end. You might want to enjoy my content a little bit more, and this is whatever direction we go here, that's the easy way to find me.